Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Yes, I'm putting this on right now. Anyway, let's see what this is going to be about. Night of Restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. Yo, I couldn't get up actually today. I literally could not get up. I don't know why. I went to bed earlier than usual actually, and I couldn't get up. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emmy felt against me. The memory of our wrestling match. And most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. Why was the music triggered at some point? Yeah, here and suddenly. Boop. Oh, there is music. I don't understand why it triggered and then disappeared. Okay. She was in so much pain. I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water. Awake but still worried. What will happen today? Will things just go back to normal? End of the episode? No, it's just the beginning. Back to the status quo. There was a connection yesterday, something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to the look in Emmy's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the truck captain's probably first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting derisively. I'm just looking for an excuse. A reason for everything to go wrong. Well, sounds like me. A reason to not try. Sounds like me. It's not as if I've even seen the two of them together outside of track practice. And clearly, he's never visited. Emmy said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I ought to just go for it anyway. Damn the consequences. That's what Emmy would do, I think. Hell, I know. That's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there is no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Maybe because of this truck captain. It's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. But who would be able to clarify the relationship? I mean, Rin, maybe. It sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I wanted to know. And I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin would probably just give me some cryptic answer or something. And then with my luck, she'd just ask Emmy, who'd ask me why I wanted to know, and I've already covered that problem. I wonder, could I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd know if something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know. He forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if I ask him why I want to know for? I can't shake him off. Just say I'm curious as friends. He'll buy that. What he wants? Of course not. But settled then. After the run, I'll talk to him while Emmy's waiting outside the office. I mean, not to bother anyone, but I would think like Kenji knows a lot of Emmy for some reason. I know I mean, he's knowing about her in a reason that, you know, she's to destroy the man and so on, but maybe he would know. Anyway, there is no sign of Emmy when I arrived at the truck. Is she still too ill? I decided to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it shouldn't be surprising. Still, I'd hate to just waste my time, so I occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if? You're early again, Hisao. I'm impressed. Just like that, I feel some of the tension leaving my body. Emi seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she even was ill the other day, much less had a less than restful sleep. I still wish she would, let the hair go. She looked so much better. Still, I have to ask. Sleep well last night? It's just a throwaway question, small talk. The sort of thing people ask someone they bump into in a cafe while getting their morning coffee, yeah. That's something I don't do. But not for us. At least, not for me. I don't know if Emi realized that I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her a pause. After a short moment of what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods. Yep, sure did. Was it because of me? Did I actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emi grins and begins warming up. So, ready to begin? And am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. No, I'm not ready. Emi laughs at my bravado and we take off running. I keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel that at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. I clicked, sorry. Emi is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hisao! You're improving! You'll be half as fast as me in no time. This last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. How exciting! Emi begins to run her sprints while take a cool down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers, looking exhausted. Goodness. Not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You just have a cold, you'll recall. Em gives an annoyed snort and sits up. Bah! I'm just trying to make up for the lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, A good run always gets the kinks out, Clears the minds too. Oh. Emi nods vigorously. Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing. She does not explain further and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe the nightmare, maybe something else. But it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure that comes in handy. You have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even if I know she'd tell me she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind then? Emi doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead she shrugs. Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about. She seems like she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I open my mouth to ask if yesterday is responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of her taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emi sleeping next to me before my brain shuts down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Yeah, I hear you. We'd better hurry to see the nurse. We're running short on time. Aren't we always? Emi laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Emi-like. Too true. For a brief moment she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden and straightening up slightly. Lynx, that's what you have to do while sitting as well. And while recording. And then she's back to being Amy. Come on then, Hisao! Race ya! With a sudden smile, she darts off. Hey! That's no fair! I take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not caring. Even if there is no chance of catching her, I will still run after her. Amy's waiting for me at the door as I arrive. Well, look who's finally shown up! Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Amy grins as the nurse pokes his head out of the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Hisao. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of raised Amy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiracy manner. Another conspirator, guys. I don't know if you've heard, but Amy's a bit of a track star. I know, I told you I've been to that race. I read back in the mock surprise. Really? She never mentioned it before. The two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seemed to bother her. Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in expression. Of course I'm going to ask her too, but she'll tell me that she didn't have any problems, regardless whether or not she did. So I'm asking you because you're her friend and would probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seemed pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. The nurse nods. I notice he tenses slightly when mentioned yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. If I heard it was just a 24-hour thing, Amy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. Hey, speaking of Amy. Are she and the truck captain, well, you know? A look of suspicion crosses his face. Of course it does. Why do you ask? Well, it's just they seem kind of close and I was just curious, you know. And I never asked her because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far so good. Not to really sell it. Come on. You can read me like an open book. Besides, I think they'd make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I don't suppose you're the first to think that. But I think I can say with some certainty the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I could tell you, of course, confidentially and all of that. I know! Remember Rin's guess? What's supposedly wrong with Hisao, which is not? This is what's wrong with the track captain, I'm so sure! I don't know, actually, you know, it's confidential information, but hey. We are going to connect the dots this way. Yeah, right. You just like holding a secret over my head. That too! Right, get out of here, I'm busy man, you know. I rolled my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning to Amy to go in. The whole time trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. Thank God you don't do that. The two of them will never do anything like that. That's precisely the sort of thing I want them to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of move on Amy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Amy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious that she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that? I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Amy exactly how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day, at least. You know what also is the thing I would like to find out? If Kenji was dating Yuka. The rooftop is completely deserted. Normally I could count on Rin to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. I wonder if she decided to accompany Emi to cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Rin, but a far larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I understand. There is feeling like that sometimes. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emi and Rin to show up. It does not take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins to open before talking. Took you long enough. Keep me waiting for you, honestly. The two of you are... Huh? Well, that's odd. The only person standing in the doorway is Emi, who looks mildly confused. What do you mean, huh? It's me, Emi, we run in the mornings. She grins and I feel my heart jump slightly in my chest at the sight. Yeah, I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Emi's grin is replaced by a rather guilty looking expression. Yeah, about that. I kind of, sort of... gave her my cold. Oh dear. Am I at risk too? It would make sense. After all, Emi and I were in close contact the other day. So what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Steady on, old lad. Don't go down that road. Rin's just probably got a worse immune system than me. Emi seems shocked by my comment, like she hasn't considered that before. I hope not. I feel terrible if you get ill because of me, Hisao. Oh man. I think I feel a fever coming on. Emi looks horrified and then quickly shifts into a more angry expression. Hisao! You stop getting sick this instant! I won't have it! Impulsively she seizes me by the collar. Are you listening to me, Hisao? Hisao's immune system! Get your ass in gear! I give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Emi steps back and not satisfied. Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs after all. But you missed the morning run. Emi crosses her arms and looks at me haughtily. Yeah, but that's a special case. It was me and not you. That's not an explanation at all. Emi looks flabbergasted. You're kidding, right? That explanation makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Ah, fine. Emi seems pleased by her victory. Anyway, is Rin going to be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Emi shakes her head. Nah, she'll be fine. I got her some cold medicine that should help her. Now that I think about it. Oh, lucky. Oh, I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. She's done before, Some I don't think this all that surprising. I doubt trainees want to pay attention to maximum dosages and such. Watch out. You have to watch out for this stuff. It can be dangerous. You should probably check it on... You should probably check in on her later. Then, just to make sure. Emi shrugs. I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then. I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. The only problem is, I don't know what else to talk about. So... You got any more track meets coming up? This is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. Well, assuming I can get myself to actually form the words. Emi shakes her head. Nah, not for another couple of weeks, I think. The season's winding down. Oh yeah, I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does that mean exams are coming up soon? Oh, should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if there is not a meet? An eyebrow goes up, and Amy gets a teasy look on her face.
You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you?
I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star after all.
Pfft, flattery.
She waves a hand idly.
I'm not actually that good, you know. You just so happen to see me on a good day, so...
Liar.
Yeah, but humility is the sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say.
Oh. She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide the rather troubled expression her face has taken on. Hey, what's up? You seem bothered by something. Amy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. I wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. You have to change the topic, Hisao. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up.
Well, you remember last night.
Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however.
That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I get them kind of...
She pauses as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully.
Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens.
A sigh escapes her, and she looks terribly flustered. I reach over and give her a hug, which unlike last time doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. We stayed that for a while. Hey, you know I was serious last night. You really can't talk to me if stuff like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know. You know. Amy smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder.
Thanks, Hisao. I'll be fine, I think.
I can really see her resembling herself getting ready to bottle it all up again. Guess that topic's closed now. Probably for now. So, hey. Give it more thought to that car survey.
Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although I suppose I could at least start looking to college, huh?
I shrug. I suppose. Unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates didn't have much need for universities. Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Amy giggles and starts to look a lot like her old self, but there is a new element to her expression. Yeah, I mean, in order to get the document saying, yes, you are a pirate, you have to watch the entirety of One Piece, which is yet not possible actually. Also, you need to read that thing. Anyway, which is not yet possible because it's not finished, so you can't get the document yet. Just like that. Amy giggles and starts to look a little like her old self, but there is a new element to her expression. Impish, that's how I describe it. Amy looks impish, looking up at me with her head nestled into my shoulder.
Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate?
Of course I would. Who in their right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you?
Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure.
She giggles again. Once that my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Amy's proximity to me. That hint of strawberries again. I can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again.
Hey, Hisao. If you're going to kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell is about to ring.
My thoughts grin to a sudden halt. Huh. I'm pretty sure my mouth is getting open in a shock. All I can imagine is strangled. Huh. This amuses me even more.
You were thinking about it, weren't you?
She sits up, bringing her face level with mine.
I'd probably enjoy it, you know. You're really... Well...
She briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important.
If you hadn't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're going to have to do something about it.
This time, her grin short-circuited several important thought processes. At some point, I turned toward her, and at another point, her arms moved around my neck.
And yet another.
My arms wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I could tell precisely when it happened. Because at that moment, there is only a voice in the back of my head yelling at me to kiss her. I look into Emi's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday in the bed is there again. It suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I will reject her. What a silly worry for her to have.
Hell yeah!
Ah! And the lips of hers taste faintly of strawberries. She leans into the kiss, her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. Not that there was any danger of that. There's a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There is just me and her and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, entranced by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she feels. The ringing of the bell snaps us both back to reality, and we break the kiss. Emi's cheeks are slightly flushed, and she seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few minutes, trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Emi is the first to break the silence.
So, what the crap did after I'm done with practice?
What a coincidence. I was about to ask the same thing. Well, actually, I suppose it was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or something, but the thought was there, I think. Emi gives me a playful shove.
Yeah, right. You were still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing.
We begin to head down the stairs back to our respective classrooms. Which makes me wonder, which class is she in, actually? I mean, I think we don't know that. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either.
That I didn't. See you after practice, Hisao.
She leans in quickly and gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. As I head into my classroom, a giggling Misha greets me.
Why, Hichan! You romantic you! Did you confess on the rooftop? Did you?
I think it was the other way around. This sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter.
Your glove is so unpredictable, isn't it?
This being, I wonder if Misha has some connection actually to Emi, you know, because it seems like, you know, they might be on friendly terms. Interesting. Anyway, this being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this. I guess. Before I can respond, Mutos entered the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. I suspect that I will get a lot of that sort of conversation now, especially seeing as how Emi kissed me right in the middle of the hall. But somehow, I don't care about that. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. Okay. Okay, this will be a shorter episode. Whatever. We'll end it here. We'll continue tomorrow, of course. Act 3. Whoops. That was a good act. That act 2. That was a really good act. And that was a nice ending as well. Not gonna lie. I liked it a lot. There should be... Alright. I know. I think Hanako is still my favorite girl, but to be honest, when it comes to Hisao, I feel like for maybe that doesn't make sense, that comparison, because I feel like he acts completely differently in Emi's route here. Like, he seems a bit like a different person now. Maybe that's why Emi seems like the, so far at least, like the perfect fit for him. I don't know why, but I have that feeling. Anyway, let's end the episode here. There was a confession on the rooftop. There was a kiss. I mean, that's a lot of events for one episode. Anyway, for now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow, of course. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.